Okay, friends, you remember, right? Yesterday we are talking about this. It's a good session, in fact, if you ask me. We were talking about the API of Python. Okay, API in sense all that methods of Python. I mean, sorry, the we have started discussing data structures. In that, we are talking about list. In that list, we are talking about methods of list. That is the API of list. And we started discussing about a couple of methods. If you ask me, yesterday we had discussed about, let me just show you. We can have a quick typing here itself. Let me take a new file to continue with the API. So collections, right click, and then new, and then Python file. So list API. Analysis, I'll put it as analysis. So I'll just give you the let's give you the discussion point here itself. So as part of yesterday's session, we were able to cover append method. That is one thing. And second thing is we were able to cover insert method. That is another one. And we were able to cover count method. That is another one. And what else should we discuss now? Simple, right? Just create a list, empty list now, and you say x dot. And you can see we need to cover all this. What is this? Sort method, pop method, clear method, extend, remove, reverse, all this. We'll go one by one. Today we'll get a clear picture about many things here. Okay. So let us quickly see if we need any help from the document. So collection. So where is this collection? Just a minute, friends. Yeah. So here it is. So now we are talking about listing. And we had discussed all this. Again, I don't need to discuss, right? So friends, when we declare any linear data structure in Python, it has indexing, and you know about this indexing. This indexing starts from 0 to size -1 and are from -n to -1. This should be clear for all of you, right? So just remember this, friends.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now there are many programs. We'll come one by one. So next after that is creating a list with the list method. We'll talk about it. I'll give a little deeper insight about it at the end of this concluding list. This should be fine. Okay. Next again the API here. We have done with append. We are done with count. Index. Let us have a quick idea about index. Index, we had already discussed this even in string class. While discussing about string class, we had a discussion about index. What index does? Index returns the index of a given element. Suppose you are passing an element, and when we see this example, anything, see this is the one. So this is a collection, and right, this has indexing internally. Whenever you declare a list has indexing internally. And now if you pass some value, some 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, so each element has index. And if you want to find that index, then definitely what is that? We need to use index method, right? You can see this is how you should pass that element here. So that's the simple idea, friends. And second thing, there are two versions here. If you see, index is overloaded. In fact, if you see, you have two different methods of index. The first one, if you pass element, it will simply return the index. Second one, suppose if there are multiple occurrences of same element, and if you want to find that second element, third element, by default, this one returns the index of first occurrence, right? When you just pass some element, and if that element is repeated or if it is duplicated, then in that case, index method returns by default, it returns the index of first occurrence. Understand this carefully. But suppose if you ask me a question, so this is the list, for example. Let me give an idea. This is the list, friends. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Let's take like this. Now, this is the scenario. Now, if you want to find the index of someone, then in this case, you are just passing index of 1. Okay. You say x dot index of 1. Then what happens? Your interpreter blindly returns index of 1 here. That is the first occurrence. What is that first occurrence? This is the first occurrence, friends. And what is the index of this first occurrence? The index of this first occurrence is what, friends? It is 0. That's what you get here, right? Suppose you ask me a question, Manoram, we have more this, we have few more elements of 1 repeated. I want the second occurrence of 1. You know, right? 1 is declared 3 times. Then you ask me a question. So we are seeing 1 for 3 times here, Manoram. So this is by default returning uh, index of first occurrence, but we want the index of second occurrence, or we want the index of third occurrence. Then what in that case, what is that you should do? So by default, if you pass some element to index, it returns the index of first occurrence. If the same element is repeated multiple times in a data structure, then how to get the index of that second occurrence or third occurrence or fourth occurrence? That is the question. Then in such case, you have to go for using second type of method. What is that? Same thing, index element comma. You have to choose. Suppose if you want to get the second occurrence of this one. Didn't I share screen? Somebody is pinging me. Where is it? What is that? Okay, thank you. Yeah. So where is our material here? Then in that case, what is that we should do? So here, this starts with 0, right? First thing you mention the element. So here in this case, I want the index of second occurrence. Then what should I do? You should simply say x dot index of and that element comma. One is element here. The first one, the first parameter is always an element, or the first argument is always your value. And in the second position is index. Okay. Now what is that you should do? Here you want to find the second occurrence, right? Then you should mention the position after which index you should search. Because if you just mention 0 here, it will try to search from 0th index onwards. This method will search for 1 from 0th index. But we don't want to search for this element 1 from 0th index. We want to search it after 0 because the second occurrence exists after 0th index. So either we can mention 1 or you can say after 2 because this 1 exists after which index? After first index, after second index. Either you can mention here 1 or 2. Then that gives you index of second occurrence. Suppose if you pass 0 here, what happens now? Again, it will try to get the index of first occurrence itself. So what is the point here? Here, when you are declaring index, simple friends, just make sure that the position of index you must pass here. Once you see that you want to skip the index of first occurrence, this one first occurrence, then or second occurrence, then you should choose an index after that element. Means what is that? Suppose if you don't want, if you want to skip the index of this, then mention the index of next occurrence from after this 0th index because 1 is in 0th index. So what is that you should pass here as an index, as a index value here? Pass first index or second index because that gives you occurrence of second element. Suppose if you want occurrence of third element, what is that you should do, friends? Simple, right? Don't pass here 1 or 2 or 3. Then you have to pass index after this second element. If you want to get index of third element, that means what? Skip these indexes of 1 and 2, and after that, if you can see So this 0, 1, 2, 3, then you should pass either 4 or 5. You are passing 4 here, means you are saying to the interpreter, don't try to search for what this third occurrence after fourth index onwards. That is the meaning of that. Then you are saying, you are clearly informing to the interpreter, don't try to search for this first one, the element one, before fourth index. You are clearly saying to the interpreter, don't search for one before fourth index. Means what? Don't search in third index or in second index or first index or zeroth index. You are clearly saying search for this one after, from fourth or after fourth index. That will definitely try to give you the right index of that third repetition. You got it right? I think I didn't confuse you. Is this clear for all of you or not, friends? So this is a quick idea. What is the quick idea here? If you want to find the second occurrence or third occurrence, simply just change the index, and whichever the occurrence you want to find, just mention that index near to that element. That's all. Don't try to mention somewhere at the beginning or somewhere the before second occurrence or something like that. If you want the index of third occurrence, then mention the index before that third occurrence and after second occurrence. That gives you the index. Now let us test it so you get a clear idea. Let us see this now. So come here. I know this is a little, I'm trying to give you more deeper understanding. That's all. Nothing more than that. So we are trying to understand which one here, an index method. See this now. Enter. Now, what do you do? Just print it. How do you print? So print, and in bracket simply say, what do you say? The index of, I'm using placeholder. I really like the place. This format method is always a good thing. Yesterday even Harish bring up this thing into the discussion. Okay. So the index of one is again placeholder dot. Then what should you do? You can close this dot, and then you can say format. Then you can pass. What is that you should pass? You can simply pass elements here. One. Suppose what is that you need now? You want to find the occurrence of first element. Then what shall I do now? I simply say, so this is finding occurrence of first occurrence of one. I'm going little slow. I know. First occurrence of one. Yeah, I'm trying to find that. So here, format of one. One means what? You can simply say this one here. You can pass directly here one, because we are finding trying to find the index of one here, passing one value directly, and then x dot index of one you are passing as an element to this index method. So you are calling index method from this list x here. Okay. So now let us see what happens here. Let's run this now. We'll come back to this again. Now let's run this. Right click and then run list. Syntax error while processing. What is that syntax error? Oh, sorry. I understand now what is the issue. So no problem. Let's comment. That is a Java comment. We should not use that, friends. Now right click and then run till we have some error. Let me fix it. X dot index of one. Okay, let me pass it as a directly pass, I believe. Okay, let's pass as a string here and see. And then we are closing this one. Okay, and we closed format, and we need to close one more here. That is also one reason. Let me right click and say, let's test this. Okay, no problem. This should not be a list. We have to pass it as it is as integer now. Now run this now. Now you can see the index of 1 is what, friends? The index of 1 is 0. So this is perfect for us. Now the question is, suppose you want, you are asking a question. I want the occurrence, I mean the index of second occurrence, this one. Second occurrence means don't choose the index of this one, 0. Pass index after this first occurrence. Pass index of the element of the index of element after first occurrence. Is my statement clear? Pass the index of element after first occurrence. Okay, means what? Here you see, let me just show you. Suppose if you pass here 1 comma 0. This 0 is the index of first element. Now you are saying to the you are telling to the interpreter, search for this occurrence of 1 from 0th index onwards. Let us see what happens now. Run it now. Now, what is the output you are seeing here? You are not seeing a different output. You are seeing the same output. Now, your interpreter is returning which one? It is returning the index 0. But you are looking for second occurrence. Then what is that you should do? You should tell to interpreter search from which index onwards? From the first index onwards. And you should tell to the this interpreter skip the index of the element of first occurrence. Got it, friends? This point is so clear. So if you want to search for second occurrence, then you should mention skip the index of the element of this will be more clear for you. Element of first occurrence. I know I'm taking time, but let it be more clear. It means what? Search for element from next index after the element of first occurrence. That is what it means. Search for element from next index after the element of first occurrence. This is the clear thing. Understood now? Now you can understand. So if you want to search for second occurrence, don't try to search for the index of the element of first occurrence. Then choose from where you have to search. Take the index of element from after the after the index of first occurrence here. Is that clear now? Now let us see here. Means what? Understand this carefully. Means instead of 0, now I am passing 1. Means what? I am saying to the interpreter, don't try to search for this 1 in the 0th index or before that. You are saying try to search for this one out from the first index onwards. Means it will bypass the searching for first occurrence of 1 and it starts looking for second occurrence of 1. Now see this now. Run this. Where is this second occurrence of 1? It is in the 0, 1, 2, 3, third index. Now let us see this, friends. Now you can see we got the index of 1 is 3. Is this clear for you? Now another question for you now. Suppose I want to get the index of third occurrence. Then from where I should search for this third occurrence? From which index onwards I should search for third occurrence? I should start searching for third occurrence from here onwards, from the index of 2 onwards. Why? Don't mention again this one. Don't mention 3 here. Or if you blindly just pass 1, it will by default return first occurrence. Suppose if you want to get the second occurrence, then should choose the proper index from where it should search for second occurrence. And if you want to get index of third occurrence, then again you have to choose the index from where it has to keep searching. Now in this case, the index of searching for third occurrence should start from here onwards after the element of second occurrence. Means what? The index of this second occurrence is 3, then you should start searching from fourth index onwards. Means what? Here you should say 1 comma 4 and then right click and then run this. Now you can see here. Now you got the index of third occurrence. Similarly, you can do this search, friends. You got it right. So in this way, we have we have different ways to get the index of some element using index method. So by default, when you use index method and pass element, it returns the index of first occurrence. And if you want to choose index of second occurrence or third occurrence, just choose that element and from where the search has to be done. For which repetition the search has to be done. And according to that, this index will be returned for that element. I hope it should be very clear for you. Let's run this and see now. I know I took some time because this is something very important to understand. Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this, friends? So that's about index method. So we covered index as well now. Did I make you clear or did I confuse you? Which one did I do now? What did I do? Did I confuse or is it clear for all of you? Okay. Now please test this. Please test this. This is something we need to understand clearly. How to get index of an element, and see by default index returns first occurrence. And if you want to get the index of second occurrence or third occurrence, how do you use this index method? Right. Next one. After that, we have to go get for next one. So let's get to the copy. Copy is simple method. Say from here onwards, all these are so simple. We don't need to worry much about it. So what copy does is it is used to create a new list from existing list. Simply speaking, you can see here. Simply, now we are talking about copy method. Okay, one by one we'll see. Suppose you have a list X. Now you want to create a list Y. Simply what you do, Y equal to X dot copy of, that's all, enough. We are done. Now that existing list is again copied to Y. Now you print, what is that printer? So the list of Y is okay. That's all, friends. You can simply put a placeholder and then apply format. You can start using format because I forgot this to apply in our earlier sessions, but this is very useful and more meaningful print approach in a real-time application. So now the list of Y is, what is this Y here? Simply speaking, pass Y to this. That's all, friends. And then you have to close print. That's enough. Now right click and then print it. Invalid syntax. What is the syntax? Somewhere I missed something here. So let's run this. It will work now. It's a simple, straightforward. You can see here the list of Y is this one. Now you can see this existing list get copied. This is straightforward. When you say copy, that that list X gets copied to Y. That's all, friends. That's we did. And we are printing it. That's about copy. Next one, after copy, you can choose insert. We had discussed. And then extend. Extend means what? It is similar to insert and append, but little different from insert and append, friends. It's not same as exactly as append and insert. Slightly this is different, friend. Let us try this now. Now we are talking about extend. Okay. Now let's see this now. So simply you have already a list here. Okay, and we have two lists. Let us see this now. Something like some z equal to x dot extend of, what is that you should do now? Here extend method always it's something like it is used to merge two lists. It is nothing but doing a merging here, friends. It performs a merge operation of iterable objects, not scalar objects, like something like one or two or something like that. Here we should pass some iterable object to this, something like, for example, it's not like always you should pass an existing object. You can also choose something else as well. But anyhow, so when you say z dot extend of, you can see I'm doing one thing, some 10, 20, 30. Now you see I am saying x dot extend of, you can I just took an anonymous list. I am passing an anonymous list to this extend method. Now let us see what happens if we print it. Just copy this, no need to make some big changes, and paste that Z here. The list of Z is, uh, and you can say format of Z. Now right click and then run. Maybe somewhere we have a small issue. The name extend is not defined. Extends, let me just check that, no problem. X.t extend is there. Okay. So is everything is fine, right? Okay, yes. X dot extend. This thing we can pass something like this. Okay, fine. And then we are assigning it to, or otherwise by default. Okay, let me try this now. Okay, no problem. We'll Google it once. Extend method Python. Let's not waste much time here so that we can quickly close this. List.append of item. That's all you can see here. This is append is fine. You can see we have to pass iterable object. That's what we did now. And we took another list and we are passing. Okay, I think let me, it is just directly up. We should not do some assignment here. Let's check this now. So here, let's print X now. I'm passing anonymous list and adding it to the X here, to the list X here, friends. Let this simply does a merge operation, merge of two different lists. Okay, let us try to print X here instead of printing Z, print X. This should work, I believe. Let's run this now. Name error, name extend is not defined. This is only the way we do. Is there any error here with the extend? No, I don't think so. Okay, let me test this otherwise directly. Somewhere something. So here, this is a simple example. Let us test it. The one that is there. This here, you can pass it in brackets. I believe we have. Still it is showing name error. Has anything changed or what? Usually this will work actually. Let me just test it in idle. Sorry if I am taking time, just to make sure that it is working, that's all. Let us quickly test this in the idle. File, new file, save as something. Yes. Okay. Let us copy this example sample code. This is how actually usually we do it because I did it earlier number of times. So now run this. So this is already an existing list. When you say extend of some, it's not like it should be a string alone. It can be anything here, friends. It's not like we should just only extend string. We can extend any other iterable object here. Let's run this first, if it works or not. See, it's working, right? See here. Seems like there is some problem in the editor here. Some problem with the PyCharm. We maybe I'll check it and try to get you on this. See what happens here is, see the same example we did earlier. You can take that example as well. See here now. And you don't need to, you can assign it to third variable. Yes, this is also possible. So because this both this list X and this anonymous list gets merged, and that new list is assigned to the Z here. There is nothing wrong doing this kind of operation. Let's copy this and then let's paste this here. Let me just show you how this works for you. You can see here this anonymous list. Why I'm saying anonymous list? This doesn't have any name to this. We don't have any variable assigned for this list. So we call such kind of variables or such kind of data structures or functions or anything without name as anonymous list. And now what you are doing here, you are extending that to X, means this anonymous list and this X will be combined, and that is assigned to Z here. Now let us print it and see what happens now. Run this one. Right, X is not defined. Oh, that is fine. So this issue is not different issue. Just copy this X from here and then come to the idle and just paste that on top of Z. That should fix your problem, friends. So go to the run and then run module. Now you can see the list Z. Okay, this assignment, it is not working. So finally, one important conclusion, don't assign it, directly print X. Means what? It will directly merge that anonymous list to the X itself, and assignment is not possible. Please ignore that. So now run this now. Now you can see this merging happened here. What happened now? If you see the output, the list of Z, of course, remove this. The list of the new list, maybe you can say, of X's. So new list of X's, go to the run and then run module, and then you can see now. So this is how it works, friends. So of course, even because I used this some time back, so I lost track of few things. Now anyhow, we are clear. So I hope this should be clear for you how extend works. Simply merges an iterable object with existing this existing data structure. That's what extend do. And this is in list, right? So it will combine any other iterable object with the existing list. That's all, friends. So this is a quick idea. You can actually test this. So where is the, I'm just adding this in the chart box. You can try in the chart box. Extend is there in line number 6. Huh? Okay. Yeah, okay. And I think that we are clear. The same code we passed here is not working actually. That's fine. See here. So let me correct this. When I print X here, this is the same code. And when I just try to pass X, right click and then say test this, you can see there is some problem here. Name dot extend is not defined. Huh? But actually, this is how we call extend method. So 1 minute, sorry. I think the error is coming from here, friends. This is not commented. Okay. I didn't see this. So that's what I was wondering what happened to the editor. So the problem is from my side, friends. You can see I didn't comment this extend here. That is why it is throwing error. The error just got started from 6th line itself. Okay, yeah, I got your point, friend. Rightly. Now this will work now as usual. So this is how extend method works. We fixed it, no problem. Thanks for that information. Right, next, get into the next method. Let's finish up this list and then switch to the next topic. Okay. Sort. Sort means what? By default, sort as name says, just used to sort elements of a list. Let's check this quickly. Now we are checking the sort method. So extend is working fine here as well. It's my mistake. I didn't comment this. I didn't check this. Sorry. I just lost the track of this one. Okay. But anyhow, I think you should be clear with the concept of extend. Now sort. What sort does, as the name says, it sorts elements either in ascending order or descending order. That's what it does, friends. Okay. So let us just try to apply sort here. You take a proper list here. You take a list with some random elements, not which are already sorted. Take something like 1, 5, and then 4, and then 3, 2, and then some 10, and then some 6, something like this. This is an unordered list. This is not ordered list. So what is that I want to do now? I want to sort this list, or I want to arrange elements in an order, either in ascending order or descending order. For that, what is that I am going to do here, friends? I apply a sort method. You can see here now. So what shall we do now? So this is we are testing extend here, leave it like that. And then here we are copying. So you can leave it like that. And now after that, you can remove this one. This is not needed, already tested. Now let's check for sort method. So here sort. So what do you do with sort method? Simply just here say x dot sort and then simply do that. And then now print sort after that. Now what do you do? Copy this and paste it here. The sorted list of x's, you can see, just print it. Right click and print. Again, value error, one is in not list. Just a minute. Did I miss something? Any comment or anything? Yeah, I got it now. Because extend we are updating, right? Somewhere this should have been, sorry. The issue is coming with format, I understand now. Because this method has a problem. Why we are asking to search for third occurrence of one, but that one is only declared for one time here. But it is looking for second or third occurrence. That is why it is throwing error. We'll comment this, nothing happens because we already did this, right? You can comment the second one as well, no need because we tested it, right? And then maybe if you want, you can comment these as well. We can go one by one. So comment all this till extend, you can comment. And then now you can test it so that we don't run into other issues here. Okay. So now what do you do now? Right click and run this now. So you can see now there is a proper sorted list that is in ascending order. Ascending order here in programming is natural sorting, friends. So what is this ascending? Ascending is a natural sorting. That's it. So that's what sort does. Now you have a question again. So Manoram, I want to sort elements in reverse order. Then what should I do? In such case, what is that you should do? Choose this method. What is that? Choose this one. Sorting can be done in reverse as well, in descending order otherwise. You want to sort elements in descending order. And if you want to do say, sort elements in descending order instead of ascending order like this, then what you should do? You should choose another version. What is that? That element and then reverse equal to false. We should apply this flag here. We should say that reverse equal to false. Let us test this so that you get an idea. If you set this flag reverse or attribute reverse to false, it gives you ascending order. If this attribute reverse is set to true, it gives you descending order. This should be clear for you. And by default, what is the order of sorting here? It sorts by default in natural, so according to natural sorting. Sorting happens in a natural way. And that is ascending order. By default, always when you apply sort method, it always sorts elements in ascending order. And suppose if you want descending order, what you should do? Simply again sort descend. Simply say DESC. Now copy this and paste it here. Sorry, paste it here. And you simply say use that flag. No need of element. You no need to pass that sort element here. Copy this reverse and come here and pass it here and set this to true here instead of false. By default, this reverse is false. So now change this false to true here. Okay, and then right click and then run this. Now you see second time you have this this list is in reverse order. This is in descending order. I hope this is clear. So this is how you can sort elements either in ascending order or either in descending order in Python. I hope this is clear for all of you. Understood, friends? So here, what is the trick here? If you want, by default, sort method does sorting in this ascending order. And if you want to change that sorting method, sorting approach, then just use this flag reverse or attribute reverse and set it to true. If you set it to true, it will sort elements in descending order. If you don't set it, then by default, it will sort elements in ascending order. Means we can assume that reverse is by default set to false here, not true. This is a quick idea about sort method. I hope this is clear for all of you. Maybe you can test it yourself. Okay, next one. And you can see the output. There is we have two different sorting orders here, right? Next one. Reverse. I don't think reverse method exists, friends. Let us quickly try. Sorting is different. Applying reverse is different. Sorting will sort elements in whichever way you pass elements here. So you pass in some random way, or otherwise you are passing in some scrambled way. Then what happens when you apply here? Elements are sorted either in ascending order or in descending order. Is that clear, friends? But if you say reverse don't sort element blindly does the reversing of elements from right to left. Got it from or from end to beginning. It simply reverses 6, 10, 2, 4, 5, 1 like that. But I doubt if reverse is there. Let me quickly check it. So here x dot, yes, reverse is there, friends. So question is, does reverse does any sorting here? Reverse doesn't do any sorting. It will blindly just what it does, friends. It will blindly just reverse elements. No sorting is applied with reverse. Okay, let's test it now. Reverse. And let's print it. You can copy from the top. So print it, friends. What happened now? You can see here the elements got reversed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Then you can ask me a question. Manoram, we are seeing elements sorted here. Means reverse doing any sorting? The answer is simple, friends. Reverse doesn't do any sorting. Already in the previous case here, this sort method already sorted all the elements of this list. That's why when we apply reverse simply is reversing already sorted list from the above operation. Is that clear, friends? Suppose you do one thing, comment this as well. Take this comment from here and comment all this so that you get a clear idea. Maybe you don't get into confusion. Let's run this now alone. Now you can see, are you seeing any sorting of elements with reverse? You don't see anything like that, friends. Why? Because the purpose of reverse is not to sort elements, but just simply reverse elements. That's all. Okay. I think I am switching to the next method. This is a straightforward and we don't need too much of time to spend on reverse here. Okay. Next after that is pop and remove, two methods. So remove and pop does the same. Remove and pop does the same. Both will remove elements from a list. But the difference is remove an element based on object. It removes an element. Here we have to pass element and then that removes that element. But pop, what it does? Pop, we don't pass any element. We don't pass any element. It just by default it removes an element. Got it, friends? So that is the difference here. This takes parameter, remove takes parameter, pop date don't take any parameter. Pop is a default method. This is parameterized method. Let us quickly test it so that you get an idea. Right? So what it does, this will just removes an element based on some index. You can see here. Pop removes an element based on some index internally. Okay, we'll test it one by one so that you get an idea instead of wasting time here. Or let's see here now. Suppose this is the list here for us. Okay, let's bring this to the beginning. This is the list for us. Now, I want to remove 6 from this list. Then what should I do? You can just put this code block in a commented area. Put it here. Now let's test it now. Now x dot remove. You can see here remove method of 6. This takes a parameter and then just print your again copy this print statement and print it here. After doing this, after calling this remove method, we should be able to see this element with a different thing, different output. Let's run this and see. You can see here When you see after calling remove, you don't see 6 in the list X. We are not seeing 6 in the list X. So what happened now? Just remove this 6 here. That's all, friends. Is that clear now? So that's about remove. Suppose if you want to remove 10, what do you do right now? Simply you can do multiple removals. It's not like you should remove an element only for one time, but you can do this remove continuously. So let's see this now. I'll give some use cases after this. So x dot remove of 10 and then print again. What happens now? Now second time it will remove 10 from the list. And when you print it, you don't see either 6 or either 10 in this list, friends, in this list X after doing this remove operation. Let's run this. Now you can see here, second time you don't find any 6 or 10 in the second list. Why? This new list, sorry, new list. Why? Because we did remove 6 and 10 from the list. And here we can make a small difference, the new list. After removal, you can say. And again, the new list. After removal, you can say if you want. I'm not saying that. If you want, you can add that text here. Okay, right click and then run this. This should look fine for us. This is a quick idea about remove method. Okay, fine. The next one is pop method. X.pop. Here, pop is default one. We don't need to pass anything. Now print it. Print again, you don't need to print, just copy and paste this here. After you say pop, so this is your list. Now, once you call remove, expect a list with only these how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements. Before that, we have 6. After removing 6, we have only 5. Now, after removing 10, we have only 4. Now, in memory, when you go to pop method, you should expect elements only these 4 elements from the list. Don't think that 10 and 6 are also there. Okay, they are already removed. Before you come to pop, 6 and 10 got removed, and then only remaining elements are these 4. Make sure that pop is applied only for these 4 elements, friends, not to 10 and 6. If you ask me why not 10 and 6 means already they are removed. Now let's run this now. What happens now? Our list is this only now. What is the our elements of list here? 1, 5, 4, 2. When you go, by the time you go to pop, we have only these elements remaining. Now, when you try to apply pop, which element is removed now? Either 1, 5, 4, 2 from 4 of this, which gets removed. Let's run this and see now. Now you can see 1, 5, 4 is there. It removed last element. Suppose let's try one more time. Let's give one more try. Let's apply pop one more time. Right click and then now which got removed? 4 got removed. Again one more time. So you understand the behavior of pop method here or pop function. Okay, run it. You can see one. From this, it's very clear. Pop removes the last element from the list. As per this observation, what pop is doing by default, it is trying to remove last element, remove element from the end of the list. Otherwise, simply speaking, pop removes element from the end of the list here, friends. So that's the what remove this pop is doing here. I hope this is clear for all of you, friends. That's all, friends. So I am just deleting these 2 copies just for showing you the behavior of pop method. I just declared 2 more pop method. I called pop for 2 more times, but now I don't want it. I'm removing it. Okay, this is about pop. Now, what is the difference between remove and pop, friends? Simple, right? Remove versus pop. Let us have a quick discussion or conclusion here. Can you answer for this if possible? Can you please answer in the chat box? I hope it should be very clear for you. Remove removes elements from the end of the list. Sorry, pop removes element from the end of the list. Remove removes elements according to that element we pass. That is the simple difference. So simple, right? Remove elements. Remove method removes elements. What it does? It removes elements. How it removes elements? According to the element we pass. Element we pass as a parameter, as a value otherwise. What pop does? Pop removes by default, pop removes element from the end of the list by default. That is what we are seeing. Element from the end of the list. So when we try to test it for multiple times, what is the observation here, friends? Pop is removing elements from the end of the list. This is a clear difference between remove and pop. Anyhow, we do few sample use cases. Is this clear now? Sorry. Excuse me, friends. So after sort, we are able to do reverse and then remove and then pop. So we covered few more, we explored few more methods from the API of list class. So we tested reverse and we tested pop and we tested one more is remove. We almost covered most majority of the methods of list API or list class. Okay, so let's see the other one now. So that's all, friends. I think we covered most of the methods of list here. See here now, we covered most of the methods. Okay, let's do one thing. There are few more methods we need to discuss. We'll discuss that and then we'll do some use cases for today. Let's apply these methods. Let's try to apply some of these methods. Remove method and sort anyhow, no problem. We don't need to apply this. I'll give few use cases with remove and these are not needed. We for now we played with the append yesterday. We tried to do some use cases with the insert, sorry, not insert, with the count. And now we'll do some use cases with remove as well. Let's do that now. Okay. So before that, did we cover all these methods of this list API? Yes, we covered all important methods of list API. So let's try to now do some examples, friends. Okay. So this is a use case for you, friends. I think you can just leave this like this. Applying remove, I'm giving you a small problem. You try to apply because you have already done some you try. We had a clear discussion about all these methods of list API. So what do you do right now? Let's do some problem solving. Leave this like this. Go to the new file, and then add some list operations, list API use case. So the use case is so simple. Take a list of elements. What is this? Take some list of elements. So the problem is this. Problem is take list of elements from where, friends? Sorry. Okay. Elements. And these elements are like this, friends. It has both even numbers and odd numbers. Simple use case with the even and odd numbers combined. Okay. Now, what is the validation you need? So here, remove all odd numbers from the list by validating. You have to remove it. So let us try to see if this scenario. Let us try to apply this remove method and see if it works or not. This is the problem, friends. So what is that we should do? We should take a list of elements with both even and odd numbers, and then we should validate that list, and then we should remove all odd numbers from the list. That is the problem. So can you test this now? Can you try this? It's a simple program. There is nothing difficult here. And what is that you should do here is you have to apply remove method to remove elements while doing the validation. Now, simple, take a list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, simple. And you know, right, when you are doing this kind of validations, you should iterate this. To iterate, we use for some element in X. Okay. So now, then after that, you should do a condition check. If what is the condition check you should do? You should check whether a number is odd or not. Remove all odd numbers, it is saying, right? If X percentile 2 not equal to 1. This is actually a way to check for odd number directly, friends. Generally, what we do, if X percentile 2 equal to 0, even else odd. Suppose if you want to directly check for odd, either not equal to 0 or you can see equal to 1 as well. You can apply any of these condition checks. Now what I am doing here, I'm just trying to check whether that X is even or not, if it is odd or not. If it is odd, then what should I do, friends? I should apply a remove. I have a small doubt whether this works or not, because while iterating, if you try to remove some some elements from a data structure, sometimes it might get into some error, fail fast error or something. But anyhow, let us test it and see if this works or not. Okay, but this is how we can apply remove code. Is this clear now? This is how we do removal process from a list here. So that's all we are done here. If you just write this simple code by applying remove, what it does here, friends, this will remove all odd numbers from the list. This is a simple code. Okay, let's test it now. Let us test it, save it. What, right? Run this and then run API. Sorry, unsupported operand types percentile. Sorry, yes. See here, I applied condition check. I applied this percentile on X. It should be this one element. I should not apply division on list here. I should apply division on this element here, friends. I corrected that. Now run this. Of course, after doing this, I have to print elements. So let me bring that print statement from here. So this looks pretty good. This and then print it, and then the list of X is and print X here after removal. Okay, and also do one thing, print elements before removal, so that you see the difference between the first list and the second list, before removal and after removal. Now come here. That's all. We don't need to do anything. This is enough, friends. Right click and then run list. Oh, this is perfectly working. See here. So this is what the remove method did here. It removed all odd numbers. You know, before removing odd numbers, you can see this is the list with both even and odd numbers combined. Once you say remove, you can see here we are seeing what is this? It removed all odd numbers and we are seeing only even numbers in the list. This is working perfectly fine. So this is a quick idea how we can use remove while working with this list data structures. Is this clear for all of you, friends? So what did we do here? Simple operation, nothing more than that. We took a list and then we tried to check whether the element is odd. And if element is odd, what is that we are doing? We are trying to remove that element. That's all, friends. And you are printing the list. How you are printing it? Before removing and after removing. That's all, friends. So that's all. This is the code block. What is the purpose of this code block? Simply removes odd numbers from the list. This removes odd numbers from the list here. So this is what this does. This code block is doing that. That's all, friends. Is this clear for all of you? Okay, if you want, you can also take this code and you can test it, friends. You can test it. I believe you are clear on this, right? I didn't confuse you or I didn't make any this thing with you, right? Or I didn't mess up with you. That is the exact word. This is a simple program, friends. Nothing. We didn't do any real challenging logic here. What did we do is simply just we took a small problem to apply this remove method. That's all, friends. Okay. All of you are good with this? Can I get your answer from in the chat box if you are good with till what we had discussed so far today? Are you good till this, friends? Else you can stay back. We can discuss. You can stay back, friends. No issues. If you have any slight confusion or slight issue, stay back. I'll try to explain. Okay. So what do you do right now? Few more methods of list. Another additional methods of list collection. And one more important point, friends. If you are really good with one collection, it's almost same for all collections. What's the point? If you are really good with one collection, it is same for all collections because using these methods, all this is almost similar. Then if you really play well with lists, then you can assume that you do good with the dictionaries, you do good with set, you do good with the tuple as well. Think in that way, right? Spending some time with one data structure thoroughly will make you familiar with all other data structures. That is the simple trick here. So what do you do right now, friends? Let us take one more file, one more Python file, and then simply list operations, generic methods. You can say generic methods. Now you take a small list, friends. X equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like this. Now you see what I'm going to do here is, friends, we are trying to test some list methods. What we are doing, we are going to test some list methods. And in this, so far, all the methods which we discussed so far are part of list API. So point is simple. I'll just write here. So far, the methods we discussed are part of what, friends? We discussed are part of list API or list documentation. Is that clear now? Means what? You can ask me a question. What do you mean by list? Part of list means if you see this program, see here, friends. Every method we call on list is coming from inside list class. You say x dot remove. Suppose you see here, you are saying here x dot copy. You are saying x dot sort. And here if you say x dot remove. When you say that class name dot or that reference name dot some method, some variable means all this methods belongs to that class. And these are coming from that class, not from somewhere else, friends. Is that clear? So what is this here? These are coming from that class, not from outside. Means what? These are part of that list class. That is the simple idea. Means that's what I am saying here. Methods we discussed so far are part of list API. This is that clear? Now, whatever I am discussing, they are not part of list API. They are a generic method. See here, generic method, and these methods most commonly applied on strings, on dictionary, on set, on tuple, or many other data structures. So let us see what are those generic methods, friends. Are you following, friends? Let us check that. What are these generic methods? See here. One thing. See, the very important thing you need to know is this is very useful method always. What is that? Length method. You need to get length. If you want to get length, you don't have, I believe, see x dot, you cannot say. I don't think this length method exists inside list class, friends. Are you following? Let's remove this and let's apply length. You can see now when I say x dot len, actually it should appear on list reference. Now see, enter. Now what happened? It is not appearing on list or it is not coming from list, but it's just, you can see here. What your this editor did, it just converted to a generic method and just pass that parameter to the that list to the length method. That's all. Means what? This length method is not part of which one, friends? This is not part of list class. This is something generic outside list. Is that clear now? So now what do you do? Just take that print statement here, because this format really is good to print so that it makes more meaningful. I got this reminded by Harish yesterday when he was doing something. Thanks, Harish. It's a very useful print statement rather than printing your output blindly. Okay, that is fine. Let's jump to the discussion. So point is simple, right? These methods which we are using are not part of your API classes. These are outside your API. Of course, all this is part of your libraries only, your Python libraries. No doubt about that. But now let us see here. Did you see anything like x dot length here? No, it is length, and you are passing that list to this length method. That's all, friends. So what you do right now? Simply paste it here. If you want, you can assign this result to some variable like this, length equal to something like this. And here you can just say the length of list x is, you can simply say print length here. If you want, you can print your list. That is one thing. If you want, you can place a placeholder for list and a placeholder for length. And now first print your list, comma, and second print your length variable. So this gives you a proper formatted output. Now run this now. Excuse me, friends. You can see here, friends, when I apply this, you can see when you use this list here and when we call length method, it's returning the length of this list is 6. Why? That's what the length is, right? That's it, friends. Now we understood how to get length of any data structure. For that, we use this length method. Just pass that reference of your or variable of data structure to length. It returns the length of that data structure. That's all, friends. Next one. We are done with the length now. Next one is you can choose some, maybe just a minute. These are few methods where you can directly apply sort. We see that sort is there inside list class. There is a sort outside list class also. Directly you can create a sort method, like you can choose this. Now here you can apply sort, and second one. Let us apply second one. Okay. So here sort of remove all this, friends. Sort of x. Directly you can apply, I believe. No. If I call like this, it's not working. Just a minute. Let me just come up with all this list once. Non-API methods or list. So these are all part of list API. Okay, that's not we need. Let us just search like this. Generic methods of data structures. In list Python. Yeah, max min. Yes, these are all. You can see. I don't think this max min all this exists inside a list class, friends. We can check that as well. Okay, let me just show you one more example here. Max. So what is this max till? You can see this is a list, and if you want to find which is the highest element in the list, then apply max. Simple. This is simple. So simply just take max equal to, then you can say max of, just pass that list to that over. Now you don't see any error here. And also you can say max element. Simply say like this so that we don't have any ambiguity here. So this is what max means. Now let's print it. Another generic method which we see in Python API is max method. Max returns simply max element of a list or of a string or of a dictionary or something. Okay. Simply say you don't need to do anything. Just print that max element here. That's all. Max element. And here instead of length, you can say the max of list X is. So this is one more generic method. And this is not part of your list class or any other data structures classes. These are generic. They are just outside these classes. OK, now probably these methods should be no static methods. Usually we call with class names. Yes, these are actually normal functions. OK, or we can call this as utility functions. Right click and then run this. Now you can see what is the maximum element of this list. This list X 6. Similarly, you can try for min. So min means, see, these are all simple and straightforward, friends. So I am not trying to explain in deep here. OK, min means it returns the minimum element of a list. So what do you do here? Just change this variable name min list and then instead of max, choose the method min here and then pass that list to that min method. Now what do you do? Just run this, change this text here, this comment here, then this string otherwise. Change the string of this print statement to min here. And here change this to, just please change this variable and run this now. You can see here now, what is the minimum element in this list X? 1. That is printed. You can see the output properly. So the length of list is 6. The max element of list is 6 and min element of list is 1. I hope this is clear. Similarly, we have few more. I remember length, min, max, and then what else do we have? Count anyhow. These are all part of this one only. I remember that. Not. I think this guy didn't cover everything. No problem. Let me see if I had anywhere max. No, not seeing. Otherwise, in. No. Yeah, I think somewhere here we are seeing min. So this max and min, I told you, right? These are generic methods which are applied on any data structure. It's not like you should apply only on list friends. We can apply it on, these are generic methods. Simply concluding, we can apply it on any other methods. OK, I believe I put some more here on string as well. Length anyhow we are applying. This is a generic method. And then max is a generic method we applied. Min is a generic method we applied. And then any other methods. Just a minute, friends. I'm trying to check. OK, no problem. Maybe I'll, if I see some methods, I'll again, discuss that with you in the next sessions, coming sessions. Is this clear for all of you? These are all generic methods. So what else do we have? We had discussed about, yeah, OK, let's not waste much time here, friends. These are generic methods. Similarly, just have this clear difference, friends. What is that? So you have said methods which are part of class, which are inside class. Usually we call them using that reference of that class or with that class name. That is one approach, right? They are declared inside those classes. So we should call them in that way. And there are methods which doesn't belong to a class or which doesn't belongs to the API. These are generic methods. So we should call these kind of methods directly. We don't call with any reference or something. Okay. And you can see these are few generic methods. So that's it, friends. Okay. Now, what do you do right now? Test these methods. We already tested. We are done with all these different, what shall I say, different methods of list and different use cases of list, all that, friends. Right? Any more questions from your side now? So now here, what we can do is we can do few use cases now, 1 or 2 use cases on list so that you get familiar with list. Okay. Just a minute, friends. Down. Yeah, we are doing here. You can see here. So we did all this. Let's see a small example here. Few scenarios. Such, let us see this one. So how to do a search in a list? Suppose there is an element, friends. This is the problem now. Okay, it's like a small game. Let's create a small game with this Python program. Game is something like, suppose if you enter element, you should say whether it is a hit or miss. That is the game. Simple game. Okay, shall we create that game now with this all applying what we have learned in yesterday's session and today's session by using this list collection? Are you ready for that? Okay. But before that, I think you should be clear with all this, right? So that's about all this, friends. Next one. I am creating a new simple game from Python. Hit or hit underscore or miss game. Okay, let us apply for, let's create a small play game here. So first what you do, you take a list here. Okay. Or otherwise you can also even take a dynamic input from keyboard for this. Okay. And then when you enter something, you should see whether the, yes, we need a list definitely. So you do one thing. First of all, add some elements here. What are those elements? 1, 2, 3. It's not like 1 to 110 and then some 20 and then and if it is a hit, the game is the problem. Let me define the problem. Let's create a small problem here. So create a game hit or miss. That is one thing. And how this game should work? User should enter. User should enter some input from keyboard. From keyboard. That is one thing. And that element should be with you. If it is there in your list or in your any of your data structures, then it is a hit. Okay. If the input is matching, then it is a hit. It is a hit. Now what do we do? Let us do something. Let us give some money. If it is a hit, give 5 rupees for each hit. Else deduct 1 rupee from the miss. This is the problem. Okay, this is the program game actually. If the input is matching, then it is a hit. Give 5 rupees for each hit. 5 rupees for each hit. That is one choice. Second thing. If the input is not matching or if input is a miss, then it is a miss. Okay, sorry, let me make it like this. Is not matching. Then it is a miss. Then user should give us 1 rupee. User should pay us 1 rupee. This is the game, friends. For each miss. So you should create this simple program or this simple game. Then what do? You have to involve certain things here. So can we try this and close this session? We'll do this and then stop this session today. But before this, a quick summary for all what we had discussed. Quick question, not summary. I think you are good with all this discussion what we had on this data structures and this list and what else, friends? About this list methods, about this generic methods. Are you clear till this what we had discussed, friends? Maybe you can answer that in the chat box if you are good and clear. Now, I am jumping to the this game here. First of all, let us have some group of values, filtered, and let's put that in the list. That is the first thing. So add some random values to the list. That is first step. Something like both. You can add string as well. It's not like it should be always only, what shall I say, friends? Should be integers. You can add all sorts of values, 1, 10, 20, and then something like color red, and then color green, something like this. Okay. Also, you can ask them to enter some gifts like what is that gifts? Something like pencil. Okay, and pen, something like this. So let us stop here. This is enough because we can apply same for any number of values or any number of items. So this is first thing. First of all, choosing your that list is important. Sorting out list is important. Sorting means not arranging elements in order. First, make sure that you create a list of items, whichever you want to involve into this game. Now we did that. We just choose gathered all that items which you want to be part of your validation. Right now, next one. Once this list is created, now you have to ask user to input values from keyboard. So what do you do right now? Simple. You have to ask user a choice. So ask input from user. Okay. So print. What is that printer? Enter your choice. That is the input we are asking. Then what user should do? User should enter some input from the keyboard. And you know, right? How do you accept a dynamic input from keyboard in Python? See, we are applying many things which we learned from the beginning of your Python sessions. Here, this game will cover at least every topic we had discussed in this journey of Python. It is not just we are discussing a simple game or program. It gives us an opportunity to apply many of the concepts we started learning from the beginning of Python till today. So let's do that now. Okay, so enter your choice. So what is the method we use to input a value from keyboard dynamically, friends? How do you take dynamic input in Python? You know, right? We use input method. So, but take it as an integer only. That's easy for us. No, not integer. Sorry. Take the input as is. You take string as string, or you take int as int. So you just check the type of that element. Is it a number? So here, when somebody enters input, suppose you take here some, I'll take method name as input equal to input of, here we are just asking enter choice. Or else we should prompt user to enter their choice only in some kind of format. We should prompt them to enter either in string format or either in int format or in float format, something like that. But here that is fine. Okay, let them enter int as int only. Suppose if they enter 1, if it is there in our database, then it is a hit. Suppose if they enter some red, then if it is there in our database, then it is a hit. Of course, these are the only values we should ask them to input because what shall we say? They cannot give, if they give anything else, what happens? It will be a miss again. I think we cannot try to validate that. So what we do is, again, this doesn't make sense to me. What we do is let us just take a color testing. So let us limit this game to some color so that it makes more sense. If we are just adding random values, it will be quite difficult for users to enter that play that game. So this is just a simple color game. I'm just changing here. If they enter some color, if it is a hit or miss, then they should check it. That's all, friends. So red, green, yellow. So let's add some random colors to our list. Yellow, and then what shall we do? Blue, and then green. Green is already there. What colors do we have? Purple, something. Okay, let's have five with us. And if any user entering this any one of these five colors, then there is a hit. And user doesn't know this. This is in the database. So user has to guess this color. Okay, let's limit this game for color game. Okay, so I'm just creating a just adding a create a color game here. Okay, color game, which is a hit or a miss. Now, what shall I do now? Enter it as a string itself. Now we don't need to do any conversion. Whatever the user enters, we should validate that with your list here now. Let us see how to validate it. So step 2, ask user input from keyboard. Okay, that is fine. So we took in, we are taking input dynamic input from keyboard. This is fine. Step 2, step 3, validation. So what is the validation here? We should see the input which user entered from keyboard, is that there in our list or not. If that color is in our list, then it is a hit. Then we should pay him 5 rupees. That is the game. Let's do that validation. How do you do the validation? Simple, right? Now we should apply a loop here. We should apply iterator, that for iterator here, and let's iterate for element in, sorry, just a minute, friends. Just a minute. You don't need all this as well. Simply speaking, if input in X. So for this, you don't need to iterate this time, friends. Not iteration is not needed. If user input something from keyboard, you just need to check whether that color is there present in the list or not. For that, we have learned a couple of things in string while discussing string class. Right? Some operators we had discussed while doing that string session. And in is the best choice here. It is also used to do some dynamic search. You might have some crores of elements. If you want to just see if some element is present in that list or some data structure, just apply in. Just take that input. The input is assigned to input 1 variable. If input 1 is in X, if that input what user entered is there from the keyboard, is it present in the list? Yes. Then you should say, you can give some that happy news, that good news to the user. Say, you can say hooray, something like that. You got a hit. You got a hit. Of course, pay 5 rupees means you are not paying. It is just a game, friends. If you don't think that, where should I get this money for this hit or miss? No, you don't need to pay. It is just a game. And then you should say you got a hit, and then you can say 5 rupees. You can simply just give a statement. It's just statement. That's all. So you got 5 rupees. That's it, friends. Over. This is a simple validation. Okay, next else. Else, what do you do? Print. One more print statement here. Print. So you can simply say bad luck. Please pay us. You got a miss. Pay us 1 rupee. Simply speaking. Pay us 1 rupee. That's a quick validation. This is a simple game. Okay, that's all, friends. What we are doing here, we are not just using many things here. Applying some random checks. What is this? We are just trying to create a small game. And in this game, what we are doing, we are just taking list of this thing. We need to, we'll fine tune it again. So in that we added, this is a color game. Users should input some color from the here. Instead of choice, change this to enter your color from keyboard. Okay, that is fine. So once user enters some color from keyboard, just validate it if that color is in our list of colors, and if it is if it is present, then it is a hit, and you should pay him 5 rupees. Else it's a miss. User should pay as 1 rupee. So let's test it first. Run this now. So you enter your color. Yes, enter your choice. You can remove that this thing here. This prompt is not needed, friends. We can remove this. So that's fine. Now you have to give a color. What is your favorite color? I take red here and enter. And I got 5 rupees now. But you see now, there is a little flaw in this code. If I want to again play this game again, if I want to play it again I have to run the code. See here, I should run the code. Friends. Just a minute. Yeah, I should run the code again. See here now. Again, I give something. I give some white. Now you can see white is not there in the list. Bad luck, you got a miss pay as 1 rupee. This is good. Also, you can add some this key. We can keep improving these kind of games. So what you should do is you can add some money to the list itself, or you can take some variable money. Okay. What shall we say? User money. You can take two variables. One, you can take miss money and then hit money. You can add two variables. Maybe if you want to apply more on this. So hit money means we should provide if there is a hit. So you assign some money to this, some 1 lakh. You should deduct whenever there is a hit. You should deduct money from your this thing and then give it to the user. Miss money means just you just keep zero this, and user has to pay. Then you have to add that money coming from user to this miss money. So this is for organizer. This is coming to the organizer. This is going from organizer. Okay, this is how just you declare two variables. Suppose if there is a hit, then what should you do? You should deduct 5 rupees from your hit money. Okay, so what do you do right now? Simply, whenever there is a hit, some hit money equal to hit money minus 5. And then after that, print, you can simply say money in account after hit. Remaining money. I'm just giving you how to develop your code. This is a small application, not something really challenging. Okay. Remaining money in account. Okay. And then you can put a placeholder. Then you can say dot format. And then what do you do right now? You can just add that money there. Okay. So you can simply say hit money here. And similarly, here, what do you do? Miss money equal to. You can add some meaningful variables. For now, I am in the middle of something, right? So I can't think more meaningful variables now. Maybe little later we can change it. Miss money. Whomever missed that hit, they will pay. So miss money equal to miss money plus 1 rupee, and then simply print that. No. I think we can simply choose money here only. Okay. No need of this two as well. One is enough. Suppose if user has a hit, deduct from the same money or account. Okay. Instead of money, you can say account. Otherwise, I'm just giving you. If user is missing, we add the same that 1 rupee to our account only. If hit is there, deduct money from our account. If hit is missing, add that 1 rupee to our account. Let's do that. That's more meaningful. Our account equal to, let's change this, account equal to account minus 5. We are deducting 5 rupees when there is a hit from our account. Second thing, suppose when user is missing, then what do? we add 1 rupee to our account. See here, that's it, simple. This makes this makes us more happier by seeing the output. Okay. So here, copy this, friends. I'm just giving you how to do this. This gives you an idea of a development approach. So here, yeah, after adding this 1 rupee, remaining this stays same. You don't need to make change of this. So here, just print the money in the account. Okay. So remaining money in the account. So let's run this, friends. Now, just you can see how we just started improvising our implementation here. Right click and then run. Now give some color. I'll give red. I'm little excited to see this. Now you got a hit, and then we pay 5 rupees per user. After paying 5 rupees per user, you can see our account is showing 5 rupees deducted from our account. You can see here now. How much we have added here? I think 10 lakhs. 10 is not needed. Just put some 10 lakhs just to see the output, to observe the output. We don't need to stretch our mind to see this. Okay. Run this again. White. If it is white, then we got 1 rupee added to our account. You can see here, friends. Right. But this once this is closed again, we start it as a fresh execution. It should not happen like that. This has to continue, keep continuing. Like game means what? It should not stop with just one, only with one choice, right? We have to give multiple choices to the user. So how do you rewrite this then? You have to continuously keep iterating this, and you should continuously keep asking users to input that this thing. You should ask them to play again and again, right? That's how the player feels happy. You should make the player happy now. So if player should be happy, he or she should continuously play the game. So this game is just a simple game. Just asks input only for one time. Once that you enter something, if it is a hit or miss, we pay them, and then we can see the balance in our account. Else, if it is a miss, they pay us and we see the balance in the account. But not like this. This should be more meaningful for us. If this should be meaningful, what is that? You should add a loop to this. What is that you should do? You should apply a looping to this. You got it right. Anyhow, I'm stopping here. Maybe in some other session, I will continue this kind of this thing. For now, I'm giving you an idea. What is that you should do? Improvise this application. What do? You just add some looping to this and continue playing the game and keep asking users to if they want to continue. If they want to continue, ask them to again enter their input and validate that again. And this has to go until user want to stop. Right. For that, you should add some looping, and then you should put a question like, do you want to continue? And then if user player want to continue, ask input from the player, and then just keep updating that. If it is a hit, update your account. If it is a miss, still update your account. So that's what you have to do, friends. So this is a simple game. So I hope you like this. What do you say, friends? Did you like or did I confuse you? Is this giving you some kind of development experience for all of you, friends?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was very clear and
Okay, thank you, thank you. So that's you can try this. Okay, you can improvise this, friends. So this is all about the intro for data structures and then list and then the methods of list. Excuse me, friends. The methods of list, and then also we did some use cases, and then we came to this few examples, and again generic methods. We see a couple of generic methods like length and max and min. Maybe there are few more. I'll try to figure out and share with you maybe in the upcoming sessions. So that's all, friends. Hope this is clear. Also, in the process, these are not just only a theory sessions. I'm trying to make, create some kind of this kind of development kind of this thing, so that you understand how to apply what you have learned in this Python journey, right? Any more questions? If you need any help, please stay back. I'll be there here for a few more minutes. Else we'll close the session. Any questions, friends?